Hi guys, Engineer Miller here. Welcome na naman sa panibagong edisyon ng ating pag-aaral sa Engineering Econ. Uh, we are still on our lesson which is depreciation. No? Finally, ngayong araw tatapusin natin itong series natin na to. We will finish today with the MACRS method of depreciation. So when we say MACRS method of depreciation or modified accelerated cost recovery system, MACRS or MACRS, it is a depreciation system used for purposes, tax purposes in the US. MACRS depreciation allows the capitalized cost of an asset to be recovered over a specific period of time via annual deductions. The MACRS system puts fixed assets into classes that have set depreciation period. So it's clear that MACRS is a practice that they use in the US. This is actually a way for them to give deductions to the taxes of their people because yung asset is nagde-depreciate. So yung tax ng asset dapat na yun ay nagdi-discount because of the depreciation. So that's the whole point of this. Now the IRS in the US provides a table for calculating depreciation, and this is the table. This is only one of the tables, but this is basically it. No, this is only 3 to 20, but there should be other years there. So ang ginawa nila, kinalculate na nila lahat ng mga values. So you would only take yung depreciation at the year na hinahanap mo at kung ano yung tax life nung equipment na hinahanap natin. And you will notice here na yung mga andito lang na mga years is 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, and so on. Asaan yung 4? Asaan yung 6? So, this is because this is a tax system in the US. This is not like yung mga straight line method and mga ordinary declining balance method. This is for tax purposes. So the IRS prepared this based on their lists of economic life or tax life of a certain equipment that which they identified, and we will show that later in this video. Now, moving forward here, we have to understand these notes. The useful life of an asset is actually predetermined here in the MACRS method. Ibig sabihin, yung useful life or tinatawag na tax life ay meron ng predetermined value. Hindi siya nakadepende sa economic life actually ng product. Bagkos nakadepende siya dun sa tax life as predetermined by IRS dun sa Amerika. And these are the periods, no? For example, if you are considering an equipment which is tractor, racehorses, etc., ang useful life nun will become 3 years. When we talk of automobiles, bus, trucks, computers, the useful life would be 5 years. Pag office furniture, fixtures, that would be 7 years, and so on. So, ang equipment mo, hahanapin mo dito kung saan siya nakasama. Yun yung magiging useful life mo. Hindi siya nakadepende dun sa mismong economic life nung yung equipment. So it depends on this table. So dito mo kukunin. Now, pangalawang note is yung salvage value ng asset will become 0. So it's always 0 here. Kahit may ibigay dun sa problem na salvage value, na amount ng salvage value, i-disregard mo na lang yon pagdating sa MACRS method. Automatic, 0 ang salvage value basta sa MACRS method. Okay? Now, yung tinatawag din natin na half-year convention is considered here in the MACRS method. No? When we say half-year convention, is the depreciation is scheduled that treats all properties acquired during the year as being acquired exactly in the middle of the year. Ibig sabihin, yung cellphone na binili mo halimbawa in February or March or kung anong period doon sa taon, automatic sa MACRS method, lahat ng binili mo, kahit binili mo pa ng September, automatic na i-consider niyang binili mo ito sa middle of the year, which is actually June 30 or July 1. Yun yung birthday ko, June 30. So basically, yun yung consideration. So meron tayong half-year convention. Yung first year is i-consider na half-year. Yun ang sinasabi nito. This means that only half of the full year depreciation is allowed in the first year, while the remaining balance is deducted in the final year of the depreciation schedule or the year that the property is sold. Okay? That's why the first tax life of an asset starts at mid-year. So remember that. That's the note number 3. Number 4. This method of depreciation combines two methods of depreciation. It combines declining balance and straight line method. It actually starts with declining balance and then it shifts to straight line method. In fact, yung mga period na 3, 5, 7, and 10-year property, yung mga yan ay 200% declining or yung tinatawag nating double declining. Yung mga 15 to 20-year-old property, year property, based doon sa table ni IRS, ito ay 150% declining balance or 1.5 declining balance. At yung mga 27 years and above, they are simply considered as pure straight line method. Now, yung mga depreciation of 3 to 20-year properties start actually with declining balance and then it shifts to straight line method. What do I mean? Let's see this. Let's go back to the table. Now, itong mga nasa number 1, sila yung tinatawag nating half year or kalahati. Yan yung first year. All are considered as half year. Okay? Now, yung 3 to 10 years, yung mga yan ay 200% declining or 2 double declining balance. Dito naman sa 15 to 20 is considered as 150% or 1.5 declining balance. Yung the rest will be straight line method. Now, ito, kung papansinin ninyo, let's go to anywhere there. Mapapansin nyo sa 5-year, for example, may naulit na 11.52 doon sa 4th and 5th year. Ganun din doon sa 7-year, may naulit na 8.93, 8.92, just the same, no? So, itong mga to ay naging straight line method. Dito yung mga point kung saan nag-shift siya from declining to straight line method. And this is very important to remember. However, sa board exam naman, wala namang ganyan. Wala namang problem na nag-i-involve pa doon sa mga point kung saan nagkaroon ng straight line. So, hopefully, hindi na magkaroon. But basically, there's no way to memorize. There's no way to calculate kung kailan nagkakaroon. It's the only way is to have this table or to memorize it. Okay? Now, how do we get the table? Let's try this 3-year property because hindi naman nagbibigay ng table sa board exam or yung mga teachers natin baka hindi rin. So, kung ibibigay ay yung problem lang ng walang table, kailangan mong malaman kung paano gawin yung table. And how do we do that? Well, let's try yung 3-year property. Yung unang period, as I said, is half year. Or yung first year is a half year convention. So, what will happen here is dahil 3 years siya, 200% declining or double declining, so it becomes 2 over n times the book value. Kanya lang dahil ito ay half year lang, i-multiply mo siya ng 1/2. So, every time na ang kinocompute mo ay first year, imumultiply mo ng 1/2 kasi nga half year yon. So, pag 3 years yan, and considering 100%, therefore, 2 over 3, being 3 years, 2 over n, times 1/2, one half year convention, times 100%, the book value at the start. So that will be 33.33%. That's the depreciation rate at the first year, or the first half year, I should say. So, sa second year, ito na ay magiging full year, hindi na siya half year. So, mawawala na ngayon yung 1/2 doon sa formula natin ng double declining balance method. So, here, 2 over n times the book value in the first year. Well, yung book value is yung natitirang halaga nung equipment or yung asset. So, it becomes like this. From yung 100, yung 2 over 3 times yung 100%, nabawasan na siya ng 33% sa first year. So, ima-minus mo yon, ilalagay mo dito, then i-minus mo. Then, ang matitira na lang is, yung magiging depreciation rate na is 44.44% during the second year. The same will be true sa third year. Okay? So, it accumulates lahat ng depreciation sa second and first. So, this becomes 2/3. Or 200% over 3 or 2/3 times 100% minus 33.33 minus 44.44 is equal to 14.81%. So, during the third year depreciation, ito ay magiging 14.81. So, at the end of 3 years, magkano na ang ma-depreciate? So, at the remaining depreciation, yung matitira na lang kasi natapos na yung 3 years, no? So, yung matitirang magiging depreciation niya sa pinakadulo, i-minus mo na lang lahat, tignan mo na lang kung ilang matitirang asset niya para maging 0. So, 100% minus yung first year, 33.33, second year, 44.44, third year, 14.81. So, yung natitirang i-depreciate niya na lang dun sa dulo ng taon is 7.41%. So that pag nag-depreciate siya ng additional 7.41%, the book value becomes 0 or salvage value becomes 0. So let's check our table kung ganyan ba ang naging ang mga values din doon. Okay, 33.33, 44.45, 14.81, 7.41. Mali siya, tama tayo. Nag-round off kasi tayo. Okay, so anyway, that's the value. Okay, let's try naman si 7-year property. Kailangan yung ma-master to kung paano gawin, no? First, half year. Yung first year is half year. Again, yung n natin is 7, so 2 over n. Basta first year, imumultiply mo ng 1/2. Okay? So, 2 over 7, dahil nga 7 year na pinag-uusapan, times 1/2, times 100%. That's the book value at the beginning. So, that will be 14.29%. Yan yung depreciation rate sa first year. Sa second year, again, ito na ay magiging full year. So, ito na ay mawawala na yung 1/2. So, again, 2 over n times the book value. Yan ngayon ay 2 over 7 times 100%. Again, yung 14% doon sa first depreciation, kunin mo, i-minus mo doon sa 100%, and then magiging 24.49%. And ganun din ang gawin mo sa third year. Yung 14.29% sa first year, i-minus mo sa 100. Yung 24.49 sa second year, i-minus mo ulit dun sa 100. Ang magiging depreciation rate sa third year will be 17.49%. Ganon din ang mangyayari sa fourth year, ganon din ang mangyayari sa fifth year. Now, you will notice doon sa table, pagdating ng 5, 6, and 7, yung depreciation doon ay pare-parehas. And that's because from fifth year, it will shift to straight line method. Pag straight line, yung depreciation rate ay pare-parehas. That's why at the 6th and 7th year, it shifts to straight line method. Therefore, yung depreciation sa 6th year ay parehas sa 7th year, which is the same as the 5th year, which we calculated as 8.93%. So, it shifts to straight line method Finally, dahil natapos na yung 7 years, ang pinakadulo or yung remaining period or remaining depreciation is 100% minus. Pag sama-samahin mo lahat ng depreciation mula 1st hanggang 7th year at ang matitira doon is 4.45%. And let's check the table kung tumama ba tayo. 14.29, 24.49, 17.49, 12.49, 8.93, 8.93, 8.93, 4.46. Medyo may mga tag 0.01 lang tayong na deviate. But actually, that's not a problem. Okay? So, this is how you calculate yung mga ilalagay mo dun sa table. And this is very important for you to understand. Now, if we apply them in an actual problem solving, just like this one, using MACRS method of depreciation, how much depreciation would a farmer's 3-year-old truck have if he bought it at $7,500? Note, based on IRS table, trucks have a tax life of 5 years. Yung table kanina, 5 years. Yung truck. Okay? So, let's solve this problem. Remember, yung first cost, $7,500. Yung tax life, 5 years. 3 years ang pinag-uusapan natin kasi 3-year-old yung truck. Okay? Let's try to solve this. Again, the first thing is kailangang ma-solve mo yung depreciation rate per year. Wala pa ako nakikitang shortcut ng pagsusolve nito other than isa-isahin mo per year. Unless may alam kayo, then you can comment down below or link a video para makita natin. So anyway, ang gagawin mo muna, kailangan i-compute mo yung depreciation rate at the 3rd year para malaman mo kung magkano yung depreciation charge or cost at the 3rd year. So, 1st year, again, pag 1st year, imu-multiply mo ng 1/2. 2/5 kasi 5 years times 100%. So, sa 1st year, ang depreciation rate ay 20%. 2nd year, wala nang 1/2. So, 2/5 times 100 minus yung 20 sa 1st year, ang lalabas ay 32%. So, sa 3rd year, which is yun yung hinahanap natin, again, i-minus mo yung depreciation sa 1st year, sa 2nd year, and ang magiging depreciation rate is 19.2%. Let's check the table kung tama ba tayo. Yes, 20, 32, and 19.2. You see, tama tayo dun sa table. Now, from there, pag hinahanap na yung depreciation cost o yung amount of depreciation, ang lalabas na ngayon dito, ang gagawin mo is you just multiply yung depreciation rate doon sa total depreciation. Which yung total depreciation, because our salvage value is 0, therefore it becomes the first cost. Yung total depreciation ay parehas lang siya sa first cost. So you simply just multiply it to its original cost. 19.2% of $7,500. Ang depreciation charge sa 3rd year is $1,440. Let's try another. This time, gawin natin medyo mas mahirap. A restaurant wants to determine the book value of the equipment that they bought 5 years ago at $3,000. How much does it cost if its economic life is determined to be 15 years using MACRS method? So dito, may restaurant na naghahanap ng book value ng kanyang equipment na 5-year-old. Ito ay nabili niya sa $3,000 na halaga. At ang tax life nito based sa IRS table is 15 years. So, kunin natin. Now, depreciation rate up to 5 years or up to the 5th year. Yan ang kailangan mo. Kasi ang hinahanap mo ay book value. So, we have to remember na pag 15 years to 20 years, ang declining nito ay magiging 150% declining or 1.5 over n. Hindi na siya 2 over n. Ngayon, dahil 15 years, 150%, 1.5 over n na tayo. So, how does that work? Well, the same thing, magbabago lang si 2 over n, magiging 1.5 over n. So, 1.5 divided by 15 years, kasi 15 years yung n, times 1 half, dahil ito ay first year, times 100. So, the first depreciation rate is 5%. Second depreciation rate, 1.5, mawawala yung 1 half, times 1 over 15 times 100 minus yung 5% sa taas, 9.5%. And so on sa third year, sa fourth year, and fifth year. Now, when we say book value, ang book value ay yung halaga niya after na maibawas lahat ng depreciation. So, pag hinahanap natin yung book value natin, basically, i-compute natin lahat ng total depreciation na nag-accumulate natin sa first 5 years. So, it becomes like this. Book value is 100% minus yung total accumulated depreciation from first to fifth year, which in this case is magiging 62.32% na lamang. In short, yung halaga niya pagdating ng fifth year ay 62.32% na lamang nung first cost niya. So simply, para makuha mo yung book value, you just multiply yung 62.32% dun sa first cost na $3,000 and yung halaga pa niya, yung lalabing halaga niya sa fifth year is $1,869.6. Okay? Now, you can also check dito sa table na linagay ko dito if tama ba yung ating calculation. Okay? Basically, tama yan. Just remember dun sa pag-calculate ng depreciation rate na yung first year is 1 half. Kapag ito ay 15 to 20 years, 1.5. Pag lumagpas ng 20 year, pagdating ng 27 pataas, straight line na yon. Pero pag 3 to 5 year, 3 to 10 years, that is double declining balance or 200%. So that's it. That's basically it pagdating sa MACRS method. Okay, so if you have questions, you put them down below, comment them down below, subscribe, like, and thank you very much. Sana marami kayong natutunan ngayong araw. Maraming salamat. See you.